Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys we'll be profiling my friend Alex's Blackluster Soldier deck, which has Shaddolls in it, which is actually a pretty good combo. I really like it. But without further ado, he's going to profile for you guys today. So hope you guys enjoy it.
Hey, what's going on, you guys? Alex here again with another deck profile, and this time I am bringing you a deck that I've been playing since day one, since it came out back in October 2015. Ever since I saw this card, I just fell in love with it. And I'm pretty sure you guys all know the Blackluster Soldier is one of the most powerful monsters and most iconic monsters in the game. And it has a new retrain version, which is a Flame Wingman, as we all know. It has an armory arm-like effect. So I decided to put it together again, but this time I added a little twist to the deck. I have a list in my channel that I uploaded a few days ago that had a bunch of warriors, and I was abusing the trap card. Like, the deck has a trap card that sends warriors from the deck to the graveyard. So I added Thousand Blades and Sephiroth so I can use a mini Clown Blade engine. And it was working, it was really good, but then the night after that, I thought about Shaddolls, because the spell card, the ritual spell card sends a dark monster from your hand and one from the deck. So I was thinking, how can I abuse the spell card? So I thought, Shaddolls. The spell card can be an MSD, it can be a draw card, can be a rotate, can be a floater. So I figure, why not? And the Shaddoll engine's still very powerful against Zoo. Like, if you stick a window and they can't out it, they're gonna have a tough time. So I'm gonna start explaining the deck. I'm only playing 2 copies of the ritual monster, because I am not playing trade-ins in this list, because it bricks. It's mainly here to send with Shaddoll Fusion to make Shekinah. You want this card in the graveyard, not in your hand. As you know, the new ritual spell card special summons it back from the graveyard, so that's where you want it. Just 2 copies, because again, you have unlimited ways to summon it. Not unlimited, but you have 3-4 ways to summon this guy from the graveyard, and 3 would plug. In any other version, you would play 3, but in this one, you play 2. If you're familiar with any ritual strategies, Manju is mandatory. This is probably the absolute best card in the deck, just because it starts everything. It gets you to the ritual monster or the spell, and getting to the spell card is actually really difficult. So playing 3, it's the only way that I see correct. And you want to see this in your opening hand as often as possible. I'm playing 1 Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning. It's BLS. I don't need to explain this card. The power it has is like, it's so good. Even though if you ritual summon this guy with both knights, he will be stronger than this, but you still play it because he's a free drop and he like ends games on its own. So just might as well play the 1 off. If it goes to 2, I'll probably play 2, but as of right now, I'm playing just the 1. For Gaia monsters, I'm only playing 1, Charging Gaia, the Fierce Knight. This guy's actually pretty good. In my opinion, it's one of the better ones. We never really use its effect when tributed to search a BLS because we don't have level 1 monsters in the deck. He's just here as a floater. I mean, BLS floats into this, so there you go. Again, it can be normal summon even if you have monsters and it becomes a 19 beater, so it's not bad. Just the 1 copy. Same with Envoy Chaos. This card is actually pretty cool and I'm a big fan of it. Maybe not in multiples, but definitely a 1-off. In this list, that is. It makes your BLS and Gaia monsters bigger, and on the end phase you can add it to the hand to let you search for ritual spells and monsters if you send the right ones to the graveyard. So 1. For more targets for the ritual spell, 1 Trick Clown. This card is actually absurd. It's one of the best cards in the deck. It just keeps floating, keep making rank 4s. And one of the cool interactions that I like between these 2 is that they're both light monsters, and because you're playing Shaddoll, and if you happen to make Bijinsu Kiyomi, you can pitch your hand full of Shaddoll monsters and draw cards and trigger the Shaddolls. So being a light's actually pretty good, and you can send it from the deck in multiple ways, and I'll show you how in a little bit. 1 Mathematician, and as you all know, it sends monsters from the deck to the graveyard. So it triggers Trick Clown, it triggers all the Shaddoll monsters. So Mathematician in a nutshell becomes an all-star. This is the 2nd best normal summon in your deck next to Manju. So he has so many good applications in the deck. That's why I decided to add it in. And it's an Earth at best. You can fuse for Shekinah. 1 Super Soldier Soul. This card is a Rhoda. its on-field effect is never gonna happen, but it could, you know. But again, it has an effect in graveyard. You can banish it to add one of the little knights, and you usually want to add evening twilight knight, or I mean beginning night, so you can send the shit all monsters from the deck to the graveyard with the spell. So just a one-off. The lone Maxi, no explanation. You know, I don't need to play 3. Only one's all I need. This card sucks anyway, so that's why I only play 1.
That's why you lose to it, right?
I play one of my favorite cards in the entire game, Necrosis of Unicorn. This card is so good. It's actually funny because I'm playing Shadows and I am playing Necross as well in the same deck, which is kind of like absurd. But having a Unicorn and a Shadow monster that's brought back from the graveyard with Falco, it's actually pretty strong. So I decided to keep the 1 Unicorn, and he becomes a Rhoda. I guess Herald of Arclight becomes a Rhoda, but he's still very, very good. BLS next to him is actually pretty good. It's like your opponents will have a tough time dealing with it. For the Knights, I play 2 of each, 2 Evening Twilight and 2 Beginning Knights. I believe this is the best ratio for most lists, because 3 of each will clog. In a more standard list, you can play more Evening Twilight Knights because you don't have many darks. Trust me, summoning Blackluster Soldier, I'm going to the beginning, it's really hard in a Blackluster Soldier deck. Shocker, right? But it's because we don't have that many dark monsters. So if you ever want to play a more standard list, play 3 Evening Twilight Knight. But in this list, I have like 80 Shadow monsters, so darks are everywhere. For the Shadows, I'm only playing, I believe it's 7 actually. 2 Squamata, 2 Beast, or as people say, 2 Foolish, 2 Upstart, 1 MSD, 1 Rhoda, and 1 Instant Fusion, I guess. This is all you want to play. I play 2 Beasts just because drawing cards is good. I guess you can argue playing 1 Beast and 2 Dragons, but I'd rather advance my game state than take my opponents away. So that's why I'm only doing this ratio, because Squamata is like the all-star. So I guess I can do 3 Squamatas and 1 of each, but again, 2 Beasts has been working out. So just the 7 Shadow monsters. These guys are actually really good. It triggers your Shadow Fusion, and Shadow Fusion's a blowout most of the time. That's it for the monsters. For the spells, Super Soldier Synthesis is the only Blackluster Soldier ritual spell you are playing, or I'm playing in this list. Just because you don't really want to focus the deck on BLS, even though it's a BLS deck. But this is all you need. If you get your hands on this, you're probably gonna win the game. Because Winda, Unicorn, and BLS is pretty strong. And again, this card has a very unique effect that sends monsters from the deck as well. And that's not a cost, it's just a part of the effect. So this card is actually really, really good. And the main reason why I decided to play the Shadows. So 3 of, because again, it's really difficult to get your hands on this card, surprisingly. For the good card, Shadow Fusion. Shadow Fusion is still absurd. It's just such a blowout. Getting a +3 out of 1 card, it's kind of dumb. And this card shouldn't be at 3. I mean, I guess without Construct it's fine, but gosh, this card is like dumb. 2 of the Field Spell, Gateway to Chaos. This is probably one of the coolest cards. Like the name and the artwork is just like amazing. I'm only playing 2 because I'm only playing 2 BLS. You never ever want to search the Gaia monster unless you need to beat over something or crush into Thunder King. But if you Thunder King's on the field, you can't really search the Gaia anyways. So I'm only playing 2 because it's never gonna happen. And on a more standard list, you play 3 and 3 trade-ins because you just want to turbo the deck. So 2 of no terraformings, no tradings. 2 no back row for your opponent because there are so many cards that you want to pitch, like Trick Clown, the Little Knights, the BLS, anything you don't want in the hand. You can just tell your opponent I win the game because good card. 1 Rhoda because again I only really need to play 1. This card sucks. Same with Foolish. You don't need any more, so 1 is fine. Instant Fusion, I could play 3, but the deck's actually surprisingly very fast. And this is just a win more. You don't really need it, but when you have this card, it's like, I'm already winning. I guess I'll win harder, so just the 1. 1 Kaleidoscope because I only have 1 target. And this and Unicorn at times break, like you don't have either or in the hand, or you have one or the other. But if you have a Manju and a field spell, you can get there. And again, having a BLS with a Unicorn is really good, because your opponent needs an extra deck monster to out a 3,000 double banisher, triple banisher monster with extra decks, but they can't, because Unicorn is just protecting it. And it was the main reason why I added it. And I will show you a play that you can do that basically becomes a free Unicorn summon out of a BLS. And for the traps, one of each. It used to be one of each and Vanities, but Vanities got banned finally, and now I'm only playing 2. I guess you can make these dimensional barriers, but I'm lazy. I don't feel like taking out of my other deck. So I'm only playing those for now. That's 40 cards, by the way. I guess I could add another instant fusion to make it better, but that's pretty much it. For the extra deck, you play a level 4 to send with Kaleidoscope, Aroda, a level 6 because you have a Shadow Falco, and it's probably the best 6 we have right now. Maybe later I'll add a Brionac just because, you know, it's Brio, it's pretty good. Nostalgia. But Coral Dragon's still decent. Once per turn, pop a card, and it floats. I think that's the main reason why this card is better, and it's bigger than Brio, but bouncing card is actually pretty good, so I might look into that. One Noden, because I'm allowed to play Noden, I'll play Noden. Stupid. Konami, what the fuck? One Winda and one Shikanaga. I decided to go with one of each and no other Shadow fusion monsters, because you don't really need anything else. I know Attilas doesn't do anything. Grista, please. Like, if your opponent has like 5 monsters, you're gonna have to can through that. Like, this deck will kill your opponent, no matter how many monsters or how big they are. It will kill you. So one of each is fine. Maybe you can play second Shikanaga, which I will test later. But one of each for now. For the Xyz, you play one of the best ones. The toolbox Xyz. Direwolf to blow up a back row, summon your BLS and attack for game. Dweller to like prevent graveyard effects. It's not really played right now, but later next format, Dweller is gonna be amazing against your Draco. So one Castell, because do I need to say more? Number 80. I'm sorry. It deals with graveyard decks, Infernoids, and Metal Foes to get rid of the counters, just because counters is a really good card. Card that Peleos, I win the game because this card's good. It's good against Dryden and Dragon Buster as well, so I play the one. Again, summoning a BLS next to a monster that says that it can protect anything, like this guy and a Unicorn, is really good. So if they try to target it with Dryden or Buster, I just kill something else, so he's pretty good. Roach for Infernoids, I rarely make it, but again, it's protection. Ragnar Zero because fuck Zoo. Jinsu Kiyomi because it's great. I play ABC monsters, right? No, this card is actually pretty cool. When you actually resolve this card, you win the game. It's an upstart goblin that triggers all your Shadow monsters. And for the last 2 Xyz, one Lightning and one Utopia, because you kind of have to have them. Even though you don't need them because BLS does his job and better. But at times, you just kind of need a quick rank 4. And that's it for the extra deck and the main deck. Again, this is just a concept deck that I came up with. It seems very good, and it's actually really good.
You said there was a combo you wanted?
Oh yeah. For example, if you manage to get like any 2 cards would pull off the combo, like Manju with the ritual spell, and there are so many ways to get any of these little knights to the graveyard. Let's see. Like, you have so many ways to put them in the graveyard, so the chances of doing this is pretty high. So if you can ritual summon a BLS successfully with these 2 guys in the graveyard, and you manage to send this to the graveyard, again, getting these cards is very easy. The only unsearchable one is Manju, but again, Manju is just that good. So let's just add him to the combo. If you happen to ritual summon using these 2, or they are in the graveyard for some reason, and this guy is there as well, you can banish these 2 from the graveyard to add this to the hand to protect the BLS. and you can add more protection for it. Because these two have an effect that when they're banished, you can add a ritual monster and a ritual spell. So I never ever search for these through Manju. I only search them with these guys because they become protection for BLS, and you have another search. So when these two are banished, you summon the unicorn next to a BLS with this in hand, and the herald that you use to summon the unicorn will search a second ritual spell just in case the BLS dies. So basically this small engine that you have will net you 3 ways to ritual summon and have protection for a BLS, which I found very, very strong. Again, if a Zoo player doesn't have an answer to unicorn, they're gonna die, because this guy is gonna be 4,500 and can attack twice, and it can banish 2 monsters they have and a card they control. So this is game most of the time. I've OTK my opponent's field with 5 monsters, and I kill them at least. That's a lot of damage. That's why I feel that this deck coming in into the new Link summoning scene, I guess, next format, this deck is going to be very, very good just because of that alone. It OTKs you through anything. And again, that is my take on Blackluster Soldier. Let me know what you think of it. If you have any questions, ask or come to my channel and I will gladly answer them. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.
Well, thank you very much, man. Take care, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that.